Web design relationships can often be interesting. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work. But we have to know how to transition from one to the next. Today we're going to talk about how do you do that so you can protect yourself, your brand, and your domain as you move to a new designer. Has your webmaster ever disappeared? You send an email and you don't get a response for 2 weeks, or they just ghost you. Well, it happens a lot, and I want to talk about how you can go through a webmaster divorce and come out of the other end unscathed. The first thing is you need to make sure that you're using a tool that shares your passwords but doesn't share the actual password. I use a tool called LastPass. Now, LastPass lets you send the vendors in your life an encrypted password. Now, what happens is if you have a divorce with that vendor, you can immediately pull it back so that they don't have the opportunity to take it. So recently, my aunt, she had a webmaster that decided he had not been treated fairly. And he took the website, changed all the passwords, also changed the passwords for the domain name and the host. So he essentially shut down her website. And it was a very nasty 3 or 4 weeks trying to get everything back. So if we had had the passwords, as soon as he went south, we could have gone in and changed that right away. And don't forget to watch the whole video, because I'm going to give you a gift that's going to make sure that you can go and have all these things ready because webmaster divorce has happened. So make sure you watch till the end. The second thing I want to talk about is how to protect your domain name. Now, all of you have a domain name registrar, but what you want to do is make sure that that domain is renewed for up to 2 years. This is important because you want to make sure that Google has no reason to doubt that you're going to go away. So what happens is if it goes down to 3 months and Google doesn't know whether you're going to renew or not, so we don't ever want to give Google any ideas around whether we're going to go away or not. So, and another thing is your webmaster, I would hesitate to give them access to your domain because that is yours. It's a very important asset. One more thing I want to mention is you need to buy the .net, the .com, and the .org. And you may ask why. Well, I've seen a number of webmaster divorces, and the webmaster goes in and buys the variants that you don't own. So the web guy, he's upset, he buys the .net and .org, and then points it to a nasty blog about how his relationship went with you. You can't believe, after me doing this for 15 years, I have seen everything. So that's why we call it a webmaster divorce, because it never really goes all that well. So make sure to buy the .net, the .com, and the .org. Point them all to the same location, to the .com, and then you don't ever have to worry about a competitor or a web designer going in and taking those from you. Then we have the third way is I want you to set up a Google alert. Now it's google.com/alerts. Now, what we want to think about is I want you to watch the web designer's name. Now, the trick with Google Alerts is to make sure to put everything in quotes. So put your webmaster's name in quotes, put their domain name in quotes, put their company name in quotes. I want you to watch that. Don't let them go into your spam filter. Make sure that you've routed them to your inbox. If you see anything that looks suspicious, you're going to be the first to be notified. Very important, because we hire these people and we don't really know. We have to give them blind faith. Like when you take a car to a mechanic, all you know is that the engine's making a funny noise. They hold all the cards. My son is a BMW mechanic, and I see the incredible amount of diagnostic work they do. However, mechanics have bad reputations, as do plumbers and electricians, because you have no way of knowing, are they really doing what they say they're doing? Do I really need these things? So be mindful that we as business owners don't have all the knowledge about what they're doing. And we want to make sure that we are protected. And the very final way I want you, before you even hire a web developer, is to take 5 of their websites and run them through a tool called MarketingGrader. Right after you launch a new website with this web developer, I want you to run it through MarketingGrader.com. Check out the score. The score is going to tell you, has the web developer gone in and tightened all of the screws? Make sure it looks great. You're getting a 90+ score out of 100. If you are not seeing this, first of all, don't panic. Go back, talk to the web developer about how to tighten up that report. if they push back, that is when you need to go back here, change your passwords, make sure they don't have access to your domain, make sure you've got those Google alerts set up, as well as you now know what you didn't get. So if they launch the website and you're getting a 60 out of 100, have a nice non-confrontational chat with your web developer to see if they'll fix these things. If they push back, that's when you need to make a decision about whether you're going to keep them and do you really trust them. This is one of the most difficult relationships I think any business owner will have with a marketing expert. I've got a tool that is going to give you the master checklist. It's called the Executive Login Sheet. I'm going to put a link to the bottom of it. It has all the logins that you should set up so that when you go to start giving vendors access, you can put all of that into LastPass. You can share the password, but not the actual password. They encrypt it. And I can tell you that after 3.5 weeks of this webmaster hijacking one of my clients' domains and the website, she lost a significant amount of business and it has really impacted her company, and I don't want that to happen from you. So make sure you download the executive checklist. There's a link below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified every time I come out with a new video. And let's protect you from a webmaster divorce.